All right. We are now live and welcome to Rantpocalypse Talks Game of Thrones.
Yay! I seriously mean that. Yay.
No,
I'm very excited.
How could you not be excited after watching this trailer? This is like one of those just holy shit trailers. It was that damn good. It was, it's one of those trailers where I just want to watch it over and over and over again. And
Which
that's
is
what we're here for.
Yeah, we decided, hey, watching it once and recording a video was not enough. We needed to break it down little by little.
Yes.
And do it while we're talking to each other so that, we can just kind of get a feel for what's going on here.
Exactly. We got to watch it live with all you guys. We just thought it'd be fun to get on here and do a live stream and discuss the Game of Thrones Season 7 trailer number 2. By the way, I'm Justin, if you're new to the Rantpocalypse channel, and this is my mom's that's right in front of me.
Yes, I'm Kelly. Sorry, I was... my phone decided to suddenly say, "Oh, you only have 20% battery." So, yeah. So
what
then
a bastard phone
yes.
you have.
Put my nose like right up to the camera so that you can get a great, shot up my nose. And
it was a fantastic shot of your nose. I mean,
just as you were saying, and this is my mom.
Yeah,
and
this is my mom's, and she's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Yeah, no, it's quite all right. In case you're new to the channel, we don't live, obviously, if you couldn't tell, we don't live in the same place. We do everything via Skype, and so whenever we're doing this recording, we do it via OBS and Skype and FaceTime all at the same time. So that
it's
way
a
we can
lot
see one
of
another.
stuff.
It
Yeah,
is a lot of stuff going on at the same time.
I feel like we're pretty fancy.
I think we're pretty damn fancy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's just us saying that, but I feel like we're pretty damn fancy. Andrew, what's going on? Good to see you in the chat. And you better watch the trailer. Andrew said, I haven't seen the trailer yet. I'm going to watch it, then I'll be back. Just skim through the trailer. It looked awesome. You're damn right it looked awesome. It looks incredible. So what we're going to do, we're going to start out the stream, and we're going to watch the trailer again in its entirety.
Oh, good.
Because I want to see it again in all
Me
its
too.
gloriousness. I don't want to stop it just yet. I'm not to that point where I'm like, all right, let's stop it and do frame by frame types of breakdowns. And if you're in the chat with us, we would love to hear you guys' thoughts. We're two like Game of Thrones noobs. We just happen to love the crap out of the show.
Yeah.
I've seen it numerous times. I've read 2.5 of the books.
I think
never finished book 3.
Maybe I've read at least one, but I've also slept a couple of times since then. So that means, clean slate.
Yes,
there's nothing.
exactly.
There's nothing.
And
I just know, for me, all I do is I go, it's Jamie. There's Jamie. That's pretty much it.
Look at that golden hair on Jamie. What's going on?
And his glorious golden hand.
Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot about that. It's so weird because I'm in Game of Thrones Season 1 right now, rewatching up until Season 7, and I didn't even remember that. I'm like, oh, it's Jamie with both his hands. He's fighting. He's, he's a badass. And I completely, you forget.
I'm sorry.
Loses that hand.
Spoiler alert. And it's funny because I bring up the golden hand because I can't remember which one of my friends we'd gotten into this big discussion about what his hand was actually made out of. It looks like gold, but she was saying that she thought it was made from the same, is it shoot that they made the swords out of?
Valyrian steel?
Yes. And I don't think it is, because that would be pretty damn heavy, right?
It would be pretty heavy, and there's only like a few Valyrian steel swords out there in the world of Game of Thrones, so I don't think that.
She said they
the
melted
case.
one down to do his hand. That's what she said.
They did melt one down. They melted something down. Oh man, now I'm forgetting. If anybody knows in the chat, let us know. Because I know what you're talking about. They did. They melted something down to make a Valyrian steel sword, I thought, or something. Oh my God, I'm blanking on this right now.
Hurry and get through your rewatch so you can answer all those questions.
So I can remember those. Yeah, those smaller details like that. That's the kind of stuff that you you forget when you just watch them season to season, because I haven't rewatched season 6 since it aired last year. Have
No.
you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, we watched it probably at least twice, every episode twice
Right.
during the season, because we would come back and recap the show every week. So I know I watched each episode twice then, but that's been a long ass time ago. So definitely, it was nice to watch this trailer because it was a good refresher on a lot of things that happened. And like I said, when I go back and watch season 1 as I'm doing now, it's like, holy shit, you forget all these super small, at the time, like, insignificant details you think, but then those details turn into like amazing revelations later on
Right.
in the show, which is really, really cool. Yeah, so we're gonna watch the trailer again.
And I need to pull the trailer back up.
Yes, you've got to pull that trailer up. I've got my dog here. He's hanging out. He
Oh,
says,
wait.
I'm gonna watch
Where
the
is
trailer
he?
too. He's
Come
right.
on.
He's right here.
Oh, Mac.
He's the
He did-
cutest.
He is adorable. He doesn't look like he's super excited right now, though.
Mac, why are you not excited about Game of Thrones, bud? Is that all the excitement that you have for Game of
I
Thrones?
think-
This is it. Come on, say hi to everybody, Mac. I mean, you're on the microphone. He just wants to touch the microphone. That's all he wants to do.
I think part of the deal is if you say, okay, dog years, they're a day is longer for a dog
Yeah.
than it is for humans. So even though it's less than a month away for Game of Thrones, that's like forever
Yeah,
for
that's-
him.
he's
So that's
like,
probably
that's-
why he's upset.
Yeah, he's like, that's 10 years from now, Dad.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me
Yeah.
hyped up about Game
Yeah.
of Thrones until the day
Yeah.
before. So
Don't even show me that.
Yeah, stop pumping me up, Dad. He's been there with me as I do the rewatch and everything. So
Good.
he's getting back
So
into it. He's
He'll
like,
have the answers.
yeah, his favorite character. I would have to say Mac's favorite character is probably Ghost. I think Ghost is his favorite character.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, he's like,
I would have thought Lady.
Lady. No. He's not so much on Lady, but no. Ghost is his favorite.
Okay.
And he says, "Fuck the Lannisters." He's not a
Well,
big fan
see,
of them.
He is. He's a true Game of Thrones fan.
Yeah, exactly.
To say that.
He truly is.
All right, I've got mine pulled up. If you
Ready. I am
Okay.
ready to do this.
This is so embarrassing. We have to do the countdown in front of everybody.
Yeah, you guys have got to see the countdown because we don't live in the same place, so we've got to make sure that we're as close together, as synced up as possible.
Yeah.
So he does. He hates Sir Pounce. One true David Adams hates Sir Pounce. Not a big fan of old Sir Pounce. So. Andrew said his favorite best Game of Thrones character is Hodor. Hodor,
Yeah.
He's a good one. He's a good one. I just saw Hodor naked in the episode that I just watched in season 1.
Oh, I didn't remember that happening.
I saw Hodor's penis just now, once again.
Seriously, did they? Because that's the great thing about Game of Thrones is they don't pull any punches when it comes to the nudity. They just
do not.
They put their stuff out there.
Yeah, and equal opportunity. They get
Yes.
the ladies and the men nudity out there in the world.
Okay, and I also like the fact that it's like when they do casting calls for Game of Thrones, it's like only real boobies allowed. No fake, super, siliconed up boobs.
Yeah. These are some real deal boobs in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Oh, most certainly real deal boobs. 10 out of 10 real boobs on Game of Thrones, and I'm pretty sure 10 out of 10 real penises on Game of Thrones. So,
probably.
And Hodor.
Was he
Good on you, Hodor. And I start to get upset every time I think about Hodor as well, Andrew. It was man, that was a crazy thing. Whenever you get into that part of season 6, it's going to be crazy getting back up to season 6, watching them all in a row. I haven't done that in a long time. I think the last time I did that was probably before the start of season 4 of Game of Thrones, and at that point you only had 3 seasons to catch up to. Now I've got 6. I had 60 episodes that I got to watch, but thank God they're all glorious. They're all so good. So let's get into watching this trailer.
Okay.
And check it out. Once again, we've already seen it, but every time is like the first time with this trailer because it's that damn good. So, all right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, mine didn't start. Of course.
Okay, that's all right because you were a little slow anyway on your.
And I forgot. I got to turn us on to the reaction part where
Oh,
we're not as big, so we're not covering up the
we don't want to
whole
cover everything.
screen.
Yes.
You know, we want a little
Although
bit.
I would love to see what I look like up next to Jamie Lannister.
No, there. I'll have to. Maybe one of these days I'll just edit in with the green screen, and I'll just put
Would
you
you
like,
please?
just right. You have to
Yes,
give a good kissy face
I
to
can. I
Jamie.
can do that. I can do that.
All right. Well, I'll be excited to see that. That's for sure. All right. So make sure that mine's on. Yep, it's there. All right. So 3, 2, 1.
There's your girl.
North
Yeah,
or the south.
looking good. She looks like she's in the
Fight
Godswood.
every battle, everywhere,
I think you're right.
always. In your mind.
Peter Baelish
Yes.
doing the voiceover.
Oh, Peter. What's
Peter.
like Jon Snow's hair there was a little bit.
It was.
I want to get.
I think he had a lot of snow, and
That's
to me,
what I-
that's what it looked like. I don't think it was gray. Wow, has she gotten older?
Yeah, she's definitely grown up a lot from season 6 to 7.
For centuries, our families fought together.
See, like whenever
Against
he's
their common
talking and they
enemy.
show so much of Dany.
Despite
Yep.
their differences,
He's got to be talking to her.
we need to do the same if we're going to survive. Because the enemy is real.
There's Podrick and Brienne. See, there's
Oh yeah, yeah.
freaking the Hound was in that one
It's
shot.
always been real.
That flaming sword is just fantastic.
It is badass.
Yeah.
And it holds a lot of significance.
Okay.
Within Game of Thrones. Dude, see, that looks like the Battle of the Blackwater Bay whenever they've got all the ships.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, we're gonna have to go slow on this.
Oh, I know exactly.
When the snows fall
This
and the
snow's
white winds
fall.
blow, the lone wolf dies.
The
Look at that, I
lone
suppose.
wolf dies. Feel like that really means something.
Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god. I kind of want to watch it again and again and again and again.
Okay, well, that was the whole purpose of us doing this video together, so that we can just break it down.
Yeah, that's true. That's very
yeah.
true. Man, that was
Yeah.
so good. What's going on, Andy S? How about that trailer? Beric Dondarrion stole the show. Wasn't expecting that. Man, you're right. That Beric Dondarrion scene was badass. Very badass. So okay, just before we get into it,
Okay.
and I'll keep playing the trailer behind us as I talk about
Okay.
this. I'll put it on a
Okay.
loop.
But you put it on a loop, though, but then we can't go to the particular scene that we want to look at.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, well I'll go to the particular scene and I'll hold it up.
Yeah,
there
just hold
on
it up
the
there.
screen.
Okay. Okay.
It was so fast. I
I know. It's just crazy.
Let's see.
Let's see. Since you don't see mine.
I'm looking for that Beric Dondarrion scene where he looks like a badass.
That.
I'll pause it on it.
Okay. Okay.
Because I don't know which part it happened in.
It's around 10. Let's see.
Andrew's saying I'm calling it Jon Snow is going to die.
No way.
Andrew, don't
Can't
do
happen.
don't
Don't
do that
yeah.
to me, man.
Please. 118 maybe?
Is it 118?
No, it's hard to tell. Hey, this is super professional what we're doing here.
And the freaking Honda's trying to play a commercial in the middle of my stuff.
Yeah, that's not good.
Honda, don't do that ever again.
I just see a flame is the deal, is all I can see there.
Okay, so it's about to come up right now in this part right here. So we see Podrick and we see Brienne of Tarth come in, and then Yeah. Okay. It's at a minute 7 is whenever we see Beric Dondarrion, which is a very badass thing. And according to, so
God, just he. Are you gonna knock over all my stuff?
that's what dogs do.
I know.
So the flaming sword, people are speculating that it's going to be Lightbringer. So, and why is this? According to this article that I was reading on inverse.com, slight spoiler alert, it says, why is the flaming sword important? It's a key ingredient to the story of Azor Ahai, a legendary hero who is supposed to be reborn to save the world from darkness. So I mean, we've seen Beric Dondarrion. He's one of the leaders of the Brotherhood Without Banners. And so, and we've seen him come back to life numerous times. I mean, he's been cut down. He got cut down by the Hound, and they resurrected him. So, when has he been gone that long? No, okay, so he briefly appeared again at the end of season 6 when Sandor Clegane joined forces with Beric and Thoros of Myr. It's crazy. I'm so pumped about the Hound. I completely forgot in season 6 that we already saw that. That's how forgetful my memory is. Whenever he came back, because he had those great scenes. Whenever he was kind of he wanted to give up his life of killing and everything. Of course, it didn't happen because that just it didn't happen at all that way. So I can't wait to go back and finish season, or like go back to watch season 6 again. It's been so freaking long since I've watched season 6. Let's see. I wanted to get back into the chat really quickly. Frieza said that Tyrion Lannister is definitely going to die. And Andrew said it's between Jon Snow or Arya Stark for me. You think Arya's going to die this season? That would be terrible. I would be so sad if Arya Stark died.
That would be sad, but I would prefer her over Jon Snow. Okay, are we on Facebook or just on YouTube?
We're just on YouTube. So.
Okay, because I'm just going to go to our YouTube page so I can watch the chat.
Okay.
And then I can see maybe where you are.
Yeah, no, I'm starting it back over again. So
okay.
At the beginning, and there's also I know I'm all over the place. Sorry.
No, I'm just looking at the it's frozen on my screen, and this is my face.
Is it really?
Yes, I think it's just on my screen. But it's like thanks. This is great.
Worst live stream of all time. That's for sure. We've got a lot of moving parts here in this live stream. That's very true. And it's been a long time since we've done a live stream on anything TV show related. So
and I kind of wish that I would have, before we started talking about this, maybe that I would have watched season 6 over again. But this was totally impromptu. We saw the trailer. We watched it. We were recording a video for it, and we just thought, oh my God, let's just chit chat about it. So that's what we're doing right now. So
most informal chit chat about Game of Thrones of all time.
Yeah.
No, you're right. There's a lot of things that I forgot in season 6 that happened. So yeah, I'm excited to get back into that. Andrew said, I wonder if we will see House Forrester in this season or what's left of it. Frieza said, well, seeing as how Telltale are going to take their sweet time for season 2 of the game, I hope so. Yeah,
it's been forever. Are they actually going to do a season 2 of it?
I mean, I would assume so. I mean, come on. Game of Thrones is one of the most popular properties at the moment, so I don't know why Telltale wouldn't do a season 2. I thought that was perhaps one of the worst of the Telltale games as a whole. And not the story. The story was fantastic, but just like the mechanics, the gameplay was really, really poor in that one. I thought, like, in it that was the one that I noticed the most glitches and just like just awkward stuff.
I picked over here. Why am I walking? But anyway,
I get
it was still a lot of fun though.
It was a lot of fun, and I understand. Like we don't really play Telltale games for their gameplay. That's not why you go there. You go there for their amazing stories.
The story.
Yeah, and the Forrester house was great. So I thought that was a really interesting story route to take for the Game of Thrones Telltale series. So I need to go back to that one as well because it's been a long time, it feels like, since I played it. Okay, so let's get back into the trailer.
Okay.
And we'll do it frame by frame.
Okay.
And not completely frame by frame because holy crap, we would be here forever. But just a couple of like the key things. There was a really cool article. That's what I was going to get into a second ago. It's from Vanity Fair. It's Game of Thrones season 7 trailer breakdown, and it is 6 juicy details. I can't even read. 6 juicy details you might have missed in the latest trailer. Hint: it's all about the weather. And it's by Joanna Robinson. She's fantastic. She does a lot of really good Game of Thrones stuff. I may throw that article up on the stream here in a second as we go back through it. So the first one it says on here is the King of the North goes south. So it says the shot is remarkable. It's the first time. Actually, I'm just going to throw it up on the
Okay,
chat.
do that, and that way I can pull it up and look at it because I keep trying to find it and.
I'll pull it up here. So it should be on the chat now.
Okay, and Andy, when you say that you prefer Game of Thrones to The Walking Dead, do you mean the TV show or the video game? Or both? Because if we had to really be perfectly honest, even though I feel disloyal every time I say it, as far as the TV show's concerned, I prefer Game of Thrones to The Walking Dead.
Oh, the TV show, no doubt about it. I've definitely moved past The Walking Dead. As it hasn't been my favorite TV show, I don't think, since I started watching Game of Thrones. I think Game of Thrones quickly passed it for me. It's weird though because I love zombies a ton, but I also love high fantasy. And I love the Lord of the Rings. I've always thought those movies are fantastic. The Hobbit. So it's really tough because zombies, we love zombies, we love zombie games, we love zombie TV shows, comics, movies, all that stuff.
We do get zombies
yes
in Game of Thrones, so
that's very true. We get the White Walkers. It's so crazy to think that you go back to season 1, and I keep recalling season 1 because that's just the season that I'm in currently during my rewatch. But that first episode, we see one of the White Walkers and everything in that first episode, and it's just like, guys, if y'all just would have listened, instead of Ned cutting that kid's head off because they called him a traitor because he left the black, and he'd gone down south and man. Just would have listened to him then. It would have saved everybody a lot of drama.
And I saw that Sean Bean is he's got a new series that he's just been cast in for Crackle, which I haven't watched a lot of Crackle Network.
No, I haven't either.
But apparently they're trying to come up with some good stories. I can't remember exactly what the premise is, but I'm like, okay, well, are you going to let him live through the series, or does he get killed in the first couple of episodes? Because Sean Bean's characters, he's always being killed.
Yeah, he always does, that's for sure. I don't know, hopefully for him he will live. I know he had that one show Legend or something on TBS or TNT.
Do you remember when we went to San Diego Comic-Con and his face was everywhere, huge billboards with Sean Bean's face everywhere? So, and
I'm pretty sure one of the billboards said, don't kill Sean Bean. Or
yes,
it had something, some play off of it for sure. Whenever you were talking about the Game of Thrones show, The Walking Dead, everything, Andy said the Game of Thrones show, the show is better. The Walking Dead Telltale games is better than the Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Yeah, so Walking Dead wins the game. Game of Thrones wins for the show.
I'm with you, Andy.
And Andrew said the Walking Dead game I put above the show, but that's me. So I think Andrew's saying that he likes Walking Dead, the TV show, more than Game of Thrones. But that's all right. They're two great shows, so it's it's not a bad decision that you have to make if you like the Walking Dead more.
And the thing is, usually they're not on at the same time, which is wonderful. And they're so completely different that's what's nice.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's just I think it's okay to love them both very much. So
I think
which
that
which I do.
no, I'm with you. I think the reasons why the comparisons are so widespread is one because they're both super popular. You know, they're the two most popular shows on television, and then two, I think it's just the harsh nature of both shows. The fact that it you didn't have a lot of TV shows where like multiple characters would die. I mean, major characters in the stories would die off. I know there's so many people, myself included, because I didn't read the Game of Thrones books before the TV show came on. So whenever they killed Ned Stark, I was like, what the hell just happened? He's like the main dude in the show.
That was so, but I mean, it would be like them in the first season if they would have killed Rick.
Exactly. Yeah. It just doesn't happen. And
I lost my shit
Yeah.
completely because I'm like you. I had not read the book or any of the books yet when I watched the the first season, and I totally could not. Because I remember going to work the next day and telling people, "What the fuck? Have you watched this show?
yeah. What the hell
How is it?
am I
This is not
watching?
possible. How did they killed off the main character
Yeah. Very
in
true.
a glorious way?"
Yes. And oh my God.
Okay, so who would you like to see beheaded in season 7?
I don't think anybody's gonna get beheaded in season 7. I think we're past that point in the show where there's actual laws and rules. I think all that shit's just gone straight out the window. I think somebody might get beheaded in battle, where they're fighting and their head gets chopped off, but I don't think it's ever going to be like, all right, take them to the galleys and off with their head. I don't see that happening at this point in the show. I think the last instance that we saw of that was with, whenever Jon Snow came back to life and they hung Ollie and the rest of those dudes. I forget what their name was, but yeah, whenever they hung those guys for betraying Jon Snow. So that's the last time that I feel like that's going to happen. So
That poor kid. I wonder if he's gone to any of the like the cons, because people were hating on him.
Yeah, people were very, very mean to that guy. So let's look at. I want to look at this article really quick. So
Okay.
and then we'll get into the shot by shot, and maybe we'll pay more attention to these shots. But according to this Vanity Fair article, they're talking about Jon Snow going south. The King in the North goes south. The shot is remarkable. It's the first time in 6 whole seasons that Kit Harington has been shot without a blue or gray northern filter. And it's his first foray south of Winterfell. And so I don't remember. I didn't see this shot in there, but it says that Davos and Jon, who seem to be on a day trip to the beach. So we need to look for that in the trailer. So I did not catch that whenever we watched it. I did. We both looked at the shots with him and Beric Dondarrion. It looks like, they're fighting what I would consider to be the whites. So yeah, it says this, coupled with a few other shots, hint that the show intends to deliver something of a sequel to its barn burner season 5 episode Hard Home, with Tormund and Beric Dondarrion and his flaming sword at least joining in on the White and White Walker killing fun. Yeah, that flaming sword is badass. And Tormund, man, I freaking love him. I want to see him and Brienne finally, get together in season 7. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but
they both deserve love.
They do deserve love. And it was so funny whenever they would, throw the googly eyes at one another.
Well, him more at her than.
Yes.
But it wasn't he. Yeah, I think he was.
It was definitely him more than her.
Yeah.
She was like, "Why is this dude? This dude keeps staring at me." So they do point out, and we'll get into this in a second. So when we see that fight going on, whenever Beric brings out the flaming sword and everything.
You were going to say the lightsaber, weren't you?
The lightsaber. The light bringer, I think is what I was going to say. But we do see that, and we do also see that it looks like somebody's gotten hurt. It looks like it could be Jon Snow riding off on the horse at the very end. So we need to pay attention to that whenever we watch the trailer again. Because because that would definitely suck if he got hurt. So,
Was he kind of like leaned over the horses that was running? Was that the
yes.
deal? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. And then they're talking about the actor Pilo Asbæk. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Who
Good
was
job.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was a fantastic pronunciation. Who was introduced last year as Theon and Yara's evil uncle Euron Greyjoy. So.
Man, that dude is a son of a bitch.
Yeah, he was definitely a son of a bitch. I thought he did a fantastic job playing Euron Greyjoy, though. So, yeah, we did see a lot of ships, and it looks like, it says it looks like Euron has made good on his plan to build 1,000 ships in the Game of Thrones off-season. Perhaps that's why Season 7 was so delayed. Man.
I bet it was.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
Had
lot.
to have been it.
Yeah, lots of freaking ships you got to build. So it says we got a shot of his galley Silence as it leads the rest of his newly built Iron Throne fleet into King's Landing Bay. So the Greyjoys, Euron specifically, coming to King's Landing.
Okay, well,
We knew that he was going to do that. That's
yeah,
there was
right.
no doubt
I mean,
about that.
He's got to
Yeah.
move the story forward.
Yes.
Okay, and it looks like he's here. So then we need John and Danny.
Yes.
That I think that's probably actually what I'm most excited about in this trailer was the voiceover Jon Snow, and it sounds like we're assuming he's talking to Danny when he's saying that our families have fought together for years and basically we need to fight together now. I think it would be glorious. I think it. I hope it's going to happen in this season.
I would think that it would have to happen in this season with only season 7 and season 8 coming up. I feel like that all the loose ends probably need to be tied up as far as the backstabbings and the bickering amongst who's going to be king and who's going to rule over Westeros. I feel like that's got to be wrapped up by the end of this season. And then season 8 is going to just be all about the all-out war with the Whites and the White Walkers. So
Yeah.
I'm playing it right now, and so I'll tell you where I stop it at, too.
Okay.
Man, there's an epic shot at 101, like probably right after we see the Hound totally going off on somebody. It looked like the Hound was in snow, though. Yeah, that's right at 1 minute in. We get an excellent shot of the Hound gritting his teeth as he probably beheaded somebody. But it looks like he's off in the snow. It was kind of confusing whenever you watch it real time because
then it immediately goes to
some guy falling
Yes.
in a field. So it looked
Right.
like he was fighting in a field that would be much more akin to a place like King's Landing, where it's a warmer climate in King's Landing. So it kind of looked like he was fighting outside of King's Landing, but in reality, it looks like he's somewhere up north. And if you couple that with the shots of Beric Dondarrion fighting with Jon Snow, it looks like the Hound is going to be joining forces with Team Snow, which that's going to be very interesting. I wonder if he will mention Arya Stark at all to Jon Snow, which could be very cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Wow, that is funny the way they cut that scene.
Sneaky bastards. That's what it's called. Yeah, that other. Let's go back to the chat for just a second. Andy said, "My issue with The Walking Dead show is that of season 6, part 2, the dialogue is very comic inspired and doesn't feel very serious. Character decisions and screenwriting decisions are bizarre, like Glenn surviving." Yeah, totally agree. That horde of walkers and the community versus community trope is getting tired. I want to see things evolve, but it will never happen. Sorry, rant over. LOL.
Hey, that's what we're here for. That's why it is.
Yeah.
Rant apocalypse.
Exactly. No, I agree. I think that's where The Walking Dead kind of faltered and Game of Thrones picked it up. They progressed a little bit, but to Game of Thrones' credit, they had an end in sight. The Walking Dead does not. So it's kind of hard. Sometimes it's hard to judge The Walking Dead because we know that they've said that they don't have an end in sight. Robert Kirkman himself, he's like, I want this comic book to be going on for 100 years or something.
Yeah.
You just can't do that with the comic book. You can, but with the TV show, that gets kind of tiring. So
I think when you think about your favorite TV shows, even though we want them to have, season after season after season, like Grey's Anatomy,
yes,
who just got renewed for season 14.
Yeah.
But when like Breaking Bad, you
Yes.
got 5 fantastic seasons, and it seemed like they cut it off too soon, but they were able to make it where every episode was fantastic. I mean, so I hate that we only get 8 seasons of Game of Thrones, but like you said, they have an end in sight, and it makes it where the story is just so great.
Yes, I agree. I completely agree.
I know you did. I just kind of repeated what you were saying, but
no, you're right. I think that's they need an end in sight on The Walking Dead. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Even though whenever we say that, people throw us some hate.
They do. Andy said, I think the creators overlook the fact that TV show and TV and comic platforms don't engage people in the same way. The level of filler in the show is unforgivable. Apparently, the comics do not have all that filler. No, I mean the comics they're obviously a lot quicker. But
he is so right. That filler's incredible and horrible. And
yeah, there's a lot of filler on The Walking Dead, and it seems to have gotten worse over the last couple of seasons with filler. You don't have to have 16 episodes because you had 16 episodes the season before. Like you don't just have to keep prescribing to that same formula. I get that AMC is like, well, we make a certain amount off of advertising, and we got to keep making this amount. Yeah, I totally understand that. But you can trim it back. You can have some tighter episodes, tighter seasons, and everything. So, and that's what works for Game of Thrones. It's like, hey, we normally have 10, but no, we want to have 7 because we want to tell the best story possible. It definitely sucks for us as Game of Thrones fans, but at the same time, if that makes for a better flow, better structure of the seasons, then I'm all about whatever makes it the best show possible that we get to see every Sunday night. So, all right. So let's actually get into the trailer. Let's do it. Let's get all up in this trailer's business.
Business in its business.
So we're gonna go back to part 00 at 0 seconds. That's what we're going back to.
All right.
All right. So I'm just gonna hit play.
Okay.
And let's break down what Sansa says here at the beginning.
Well, it's actually at first, it's Littlefinger.
Oh yeah, Littlefinger. Excuse me. Yeah, I meant while Sansa's on. So.
Don't fight in the north or the south. Fight every battle, everywhere. Always. In your mind.
Okay. Is she marrying him?
I mean, possibly. That could possibly go through because it's funny when you see her right there and she's walking and Littlefinger says, don't fight in the north or the south. Fight every battle everywhere in your mind. Oh, dog wants to get down. Sorry. he's trying to escape through
all the cords,
through like a little bit of the chair.
The little spot on the arms. Poor Mac.
Yeah, I'm like, Mac, that's not gonna work.
He is very small. He could do it, I think.
Oh no, he doesn't want to leave.
That what he wants is for you to get off camera.
Yeah, he's like, why are you still on camera? What are you doing? Okay, so back to what we were talking about. It's certainly they certainly make it seem to appear that way with Littlefinger talking, her coming through, smiling. They're in the what I think is the God's Wood, and man, that would be crazy if she actually went through with it and married Littlefinger. Is that possible?
I mean, as far as for strategy, obviously strategy on his part, but I think strategically, it wouldn't be a horrible move for her either.
Why do you say that?
Well, and I knew you were going to make me back that up. Because the dude is masterful in the way he makes plans.
Yes.
And as to have him on her side is better than to piss him off and have him not be on her side. That's basically what I'm thinking.
That's basically what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, because I agree with you in the assessment of Littlefinger. He definitely is a master tactician. He thinks 10 steps ahead of everybody else. I think Varys is probably the only character, maybe Tyrion as well. Those three characters are on the same level playing field as far as their strategery.
I don't think Tyrion has the same strategery because he has more heart. That's his downfall.
That is his downfall. It's his downfall most certainly when it comes to playing the Game of Thrones. You win or you die. But he can still figure out what Littlefinger's doing, though. He's one of the few characters that he may not employ the same tactics all the time that Littlefinger does, but I felt like he always saw through Littlefinger's games and could get to the heart of what Littlefinger was going after. And that really, that always got under Littlefinger's skin. Like he hates that. He hated that Varys could figure out some of his secrets as well. It would be insane to me if they went through with that on the show. I could only imagine what would Sansa do if she ever found out what Littlefinger did. Like that's I don't know. That's still, it was a whole conversation in season 6 as well, because I just kept wondering, like, how is this possible? But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy to think about, but the way that they cut the trailer, it definitely seems like they're leading you to believe something like that could happen. All right, so I'm at the 20-second mark, and I'm gonna hit play again, and I'll tell you when I stop it at, because so you see Jon Snow, but you don't see who he was with. You see, Cersei and the people at King's Landing. I wonder if somebody coming into King's Landing that like is important, because it just looks like a shot of King's Landing, and like some soldiers walking through the streets. Doesn't really. You see the sigil of you've got the House Lannister sigil on the walls and everything, but other than that, at 25 seconds you can't really deduce anything else of like what's going on there. Maybe that's like her coronation or something like that of becoming queen.
It could be.
There's another interesting shot, like at the 29-second mark, you see Dany. It looks like it's Dany. She's coming into that room, and all the pieces on the board, on the map, are all like knocked over and everything. So I don't know what that symbolizes, and I wonder where she is in that scene, because that doesn't look like anywhere that would be. That seems like something that would be in Westeros. So it's like, has she made it? Has she made her way over? So very cool. And where is Arya going? Like, where do you think that? Because obviously we just see her on the horse, but it's like it's cut after that one scene where they're out. Those couple little boats are coming in off the ocean, and then you see Arya. It looks like she's walking up to it. I don't know. I don't know where she would be going at the 36-second mark of the trailer.
I don't know. Do we do we go directly in after Arya to
Jamie.
Is that Jamie?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's directly into Jamie walking. Not much to glean from that.
Yeah.
I love that shot at 39 seconds with Littlefinger looking from the shadows. It's like, what the hell is he looking at? Because he's kind of a creeper.
I read something that was talking about the fact that that he was possibly in the Starks.
Oh, down
Where-
the keep, yeah, where they had
Where they
Lyanna
buried-
Stark's
Yeah,
tombstones and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe he's gone down there, and he's doing some soul searching. Maybe he's going to spill the beans, really, on the what actually happened.
Never. He'll never spill the beans.
You don't think he will?
No. What's going on, Black Mamba? Thanks for stopping by the stream. No, I don't think he'll ever spill the beans. He will keep that he'll take that to his dying grave.
Well,
but
maybe somebody will torture him and get it out of him, and then they'll kill him.
I do feel like he's going to have a very rough death.
He's going to have a gloriously torture-filled death, and it's just who's going to do it is the big question.
Yeah, but we already
And will they line up?
Well, they all. Yeah, that's true. He would have a long ass line.
It's the only time they all unite.
Which actually, the line wouldn't be that long because he's kind of outlasted all of them that would have wanted to get in that line. And I don't know. I don't know if I see them doing something like that again, because that scene with Sansa last year was that was intense. Whenever she sicked the dogs.
Oh my God, that was so great.
Yeah, that was.
And but that's the kind of death I see for him too. But actually, I see it more personal though. I see it. I don't know. I see it as a human doing it, and not just a dog or dogs.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it with the Starks, I could foresee it being somebody like Arya. Like Arya, I think in my eyes would be the perfect one to take out Littlefinger.
I think so too.
Because you could say, okay, would it be Sansa because of the way that he's manipulated Sansa for all these seasons now? I don't think so. I feel like Arya would be the one to confront him and then slit his throat. So, yeah, the CGI with the dog biting him, it wasn't the greatest CGI of all time, but
Wait a minute. What?
I'm trying to think, like the scene.
I thought it was.
It was rough. I do remember.
I thought it was real dogs biting a real. No, I'm kidding. But I don't remember it being bad. I thought it was pretty spectacular.
I just remember it being so brutal that I don't recall like the CGI that much.
Yeah, because we were watching like this.
Yeah, you're like, oh god, oh god.
It's shit.
Andy said Bran and Mira have made it to Castle Black, so I suspect that Bran may reunite with Jon and tell him about his parents. That's going to be a really cool and awesome revelation on the show. It's weird for me to say this, but I almost don't want it to happen. Because us as fans and viewers of the show, we got that. We got it told to us, and I don't know what it would do to the show if it's no longer, it's not Jon Snow, it's technically, I guess it would be Jon Targaryen.
Right.
So I don't know. It would make for an interesting moment, obviously, between Jon and Dany. I mean, that's the biggest thing when you see something like that, and if it does come to fruition on the show. You go back, like as I'm going back in season 1, and Viserys, I think it was Viserys, is Dany's brother. I don't quote me on that being his name.
On his, yeah.
Yeah, the one that got the golden crown from Khal Drogo.
That was a good death too.
Yeah, that was a brutal ass death. I mean, it was just like instant, and his head was just like sunk in. It was gross. But because he wouldn't have had I don't know who would have had the bigger claim on the throne if that guy had lived, if Viserys had lived, him being the son, and Jon Snow being Jon Targaryen. I don't know the lineage there, so
I'll find the wiki on the.
Yeah, exactly. Who would have technically been the rightful heir to the
Mm-hmm.
Iron Throne? Would it have been Viserys or would it have been Jon? That I don't know because is Rhaegar Targaryen? Yeah, you can get off in like these like rabbit holes and
Mm-hmm.
it's so great when people put out those like infographics of the
I love
freaking
those,
family
and
history.
whenever I see them, I always go, "Oh God, I've got to save this so that I can keep it in front of me the whole season long." But
Yeah,
but
it's
I
like
never remember.
plaster it on the wall as we're talking about the episodes.
Let me ask you this, because I'm sitting here and I've got my screen frozen, and I see all these thumbnails next to it, and there's a like the somebody has a thumbnail with the Night King,
Yeah.
and his face. Does his face, and we see Bran with his bluish weird glaze over his eyes.
Yeah.
Their face is shaped a lot alike to me.
Do you know what part you're looking at that?
No, I mean it's not a part. It's not a part of the trailer. It's just somebody's thumbnail.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm just saying, do they not?
Look similar?
Yes, they weirdly resemble. And why is that? Because if you go to 104, there's a the picture, just the quick thing of Bran.
At 104, let me go to that real quick.
Let
me go see some, Bran.
And it's not. I mean, it's not a great shot of him. It's just his glazed over, bluish tinge to his eyes. I don't know. There's just something about the shapes of their face and the blue of their eyes that I don't know. Just looks odd to me. Oddly similar. And
No, I mean, I'm looking at 103, and that's the Night King right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got right in the very bottom of it, you obviously can't see it, but I've got Bran's face up there right below it, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting. I feel like that there's a theory out there that the Night King may actually be a Stark. Am I incorrect on that? If anybody in the chat can let me know, like, if I'm way off base with that, because I feel like that's a theory that's out there, that the Night King was like Bran the Builder or something like that. I don't know, like it's something crazy. I know that. Yeah. So okay. So this is apparently this is the theory right here, and this may be why you feel that way. Let me pull up the chat and see if anybody. Andy was saying that Bran appears to warg into a crow and fly over the Night's King. He could tell Jon of the Night's King's location, which leads to Jon traveling north of the wall to fight him. It's very true. If they do run into one another, Bran and Jon. So this is the theory behind the Night's King. So
do tell.
I'm gonna try to condense this, but I'm the worst at condensing things. I feel like I should just read the damn article word for word verbatim, but I hate doing that because I'm like, oh man, it could be like super duper long. All right, so this is the theory. He was once Lord Commander. According to legend in the Game of Thrones world, the Night's King was the 13th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. He fell in love with a white-skinned, blue-eyed woman and left his post to live an evil life with her. An
evil life? Are they just talking about grown up sexual relations that he's not supposed to be having?
I guess so. And it's interesting because they're saying that does the Night's King see himself in Jon, because that makes two Lord Commanders who have fallen in love with a pale skinned woman that's from beyond north of the wall. So this is the second part of the theory. He was once a Stark. The legend also speculates that he was a Stark named Brandon. Besides the little lord currently hanging out with some children in a tree, There have been a number of Brandon Starks throughout the years. There's Brandon the Builder, Brandon the Breaker, and probably a, oh God, damn you, probably a Candlestick Maker. You made me read that, you sons of bitches. So it says, anyway, can the Night's King sense Jon Stark's blood because he is also a Stark? So he was once Jon Snow. There's also a fan theory that the Night's King was a Stark bastard called Jon Snow. That's not too far-fetched. Bastards, no matter who their father was, all share similar surnames based on their region, which we know. Like if if you're in the north, you're a Snow. Snow, water, stone, and sand are just a few examples that we've seen in the series. The evidence that supports this theory is that Ygritte and the Wildlings think our Jon's name is evil, and the implications of the old saying that there must always be a Stark at Winterfell. I don't know. Does that make any sense to you?
No, that's why I'm making this face.
Yeah, I'm like, what? The evidence that supports this theory is that Ygritte and the Wildlings also think our Jon's name is evil, and the implications of the old saying that there must always be a Stark at Winterfell. Could a legitimate member of their original family be what has been keeping the White Walkers at bay? I mean, I think that that's kind of cool. Like if you think about the Starks as a whole, and yeah, there's that saying that there must always be a Stark at Winterfell. Catelyn says that, I believe, to Robb whenever she wants to go south to go speak with Ned about the treachery behind Bran getting attacked and somebody trying to murder Bran in his bed. She says there always must be a Stark at Winterfell, and that is kind of it's kind of interesting because whenever Theon took over Winterfell, there was still Starks there, right? The youngest boy Stark was still there, but whenever Jon goes out into beyond the wall, the Night's King is almost like a magnetic personality. Like he's attracted to Jon Snow, and it brings him like closer and closer to the wall. If you were to believe this theory, and the fact that a Stark must always be there. And then, whenever there wasn't a strong Stark, like the Night's King becomes even more powerful and gets closer and closer to coming into, past the wall, south of the wall. I don't know. I feel like this is a very crazy, far-fetched theory, but it's kind of interesting. Interesting to think about. There's actually more of it if you want to know.
Is there any more good stuff in there, like the Candlestick Maker?
The Candlestick Maker was pretty damn good. This one says, he can tell Jon's a secret Targaryen. Look, if the R plus L equals J theory is correct, someone else has got to know whose Jon's parents are. There's no way that secret died with Ned Stark. In fact, I don't even think Ned thought he was the only person who knew. I just rewatched season 1, and while Ned makes sure that he won't die with the secret of Cersei's children and their parentage, because he stupidly yelled it out, and that's what was his downfall, he doesn't send any ravens about his own bastard. What if the Night's King can sense not only the ice in Jon Snow, but also the fire from the Targaryens? I mean, like, this to me is... this to me is not even all that good of a theory. Like, this theory sucks. Like, I'm just saying.
Like, we could have put this theory out there.
Where's the credence to this theory? Like, actual things, maybe the first couple parts of the theory, but the rest of that theory, you're just like this dude is just reaching. Maybe there's better theories out there, because that one was booty. That was a terrible ass theory. Okay, I want to get back to the trailer. I'm gonna go back. I'll let you know when I stop it.
Okay.
For centuries, our families fought together. Again.
So what is this that Dany sees? She comes in and sees a sigil, a house sigil, and I can't tell what sigil that is. If anybody in the chat knows what this sigil is, at the 47 seconds in mark, please let me know, because that's it looks like there's Because at first I thought, okay, that's the Greyjoy's sigil. I thought it was an octopus, like with the,
Yeah.
the tentacles and
You
everything.
I see where you get that.
But it also looks like fire, like looks like flames.
Where do you see the flames?
Okay. Andy said it's Stannis' sigil left from his occupation of Dragonstone. Okay. That's right, because he made his own sigil. He didn't. That's why I was confused, because Stannis is a Baratheon, so he should have the symbol of the stag.
Mm-hmm.
But he dropped that. He said, "F that sigil. I'm making my own sigil," and it was one that would more, I guess, closely align him with the Lord of Light. So makes sense. Makes sense. That's really cool. So we need a map. We need a map of Westeros. Let's see if I can pull up a good map of Westeros that you can actually see.
All right.
So, Dragonstone. These maps are terrible. It's so hard to see where Dragonstone is. It is pretty crazy when you look at these maps of Westeros and you realize how freaking big.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
just like it's insane. I mean, well, not just Westeros, but then you get into Essos and all these other spots in Game of Thrones, like how far Vice Dothrak is from freaking Winterfell. I mean, holy shit, that's like way far away. And then Bravos is. It's a hop, skip, and a jump. Let me pull this.
Got a pretty one, but makes it still a little too hard to see.
Yeah, I can't find. Andy, do you know where Dragonstone is in relation to everywhere else?
Let's see. Yeah, I want to look really close, but then I'm going to get really close to the camera, and so let's not have that happen.
You're like, no, I don't need to have that. I don't know. I can't find it, but that's pretty cool. So at 47 seconds in, we see that her seeing that sigil.
Against their common enemy.
Tyrion
Despite
behind
their
her.
Differences together. We need to do the same if we're gonna.
I do love this shot at 55 seconds. We see Theon. It looks like he's no longer Reek. Period. Like, just Reek is gone completely, which is
good.
Didn't we leave off with Sansa and Theon jumping over the castle? When did we leave off of that? Was that in season 5?
I think that was season 5.
Yeah, I'm remembering things again. So
well, yeah. Did they live?
yeah. Well, no. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Andy said it's an island. Can't remember the location. Not that far from mainland Westeros. Yeah, so I love seeing Theon in that shot. I can't see who he's with or anything.
Damn, if we're gonna survive.
It's a very dark shot.
It's very dark. And then we see Brienne at 59 seconds with Podrick. Looks like they're making their way to Castle Black, is what it looks like to me. So I wouldn't be able to tell you if it's anywhere else just based on this picture, but it looks like Castle Black with the way that they've got the, whenever they were doing the training and you saw in season 1, you would see the bear, Mormont, looking over, watching everybody train from the second floor. So, yeah, you're right, Andy. That was season 5 in. See, they're running together. They're all running together on me because I was like, that seems like a long time ago that.
Yeah, and it was a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. So.
A lot of crap has happened since then.
Exactly. So okay. There's a part, Andy, you were talking about it earlier. So let me see. At 102, that we see Jaime. Jaime's on the battlefield. Oh, I didn't even notice this before. At 102, there's Bronn. Bronn's with Jaime in the background. As this is where they're fighting. I don't know who they're fighting at this point. I wouldn't say that it would be like Danny, and I don't think that's happening yet. I don't think they're gonna show that in the trailer, but so at 102 you get that, and then at 103 you get like a shit ton of ravens,
Right.
like so many ravens, and I wonder like, okay, are they bringing what messages are they bringing? Like that could be interesting. It could go along with what Andy was saying earlier about Bran sending them out or something. I don't know. So Castle Black has different railings above. Well, I don't know what castle that is. Then.
He said he thinks it's Winterfell.
Oh, it's Winterfell. It could be. Yeah, I mean that would make more sense to me, right?
I don't know.
So. Yeah, I would think so. All right, so going back through it.
It's always been real.
Who is with Bran? At 104. Oh, I can't tell. Who's with Bran back there.
It's always been real.
Yeah, and I'm watching. Unfortunately, I'm watching on the stream as you pull them up, which is just a teeny tiny little bit of a lag of when you and I are talking.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a major battle going down with Danny's team.
What is that?
At 111.
God, who's back? The bald head was that with Bran.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell who that was.
Yeah, this does look like a major battle happening.
I wish I could tell from the shields that they have, like, who this was. This is good to get back into it because, like, it's been a while since we've watched anything Game of Thrones, so it's like nice seeing all these things again. That is a badass shot of. It looks like, I think that's Jaime through the battlefield at 1:14. Like, holy shit! It looks like complete and utter destruction went down in that battle. Like, holy crap! It doesn't. I mean, looks like Jaime's like the only person alive, and who the hell is he charging after?
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot. Good Lord.
At the 1:16 mark, that's when we see the Dothraki army with the freaking dragons, and it looks like where they're at. I mean, it's the grass is certainly green like it was where Jaime's at. Holy shit!
I thought that was the Unsullied also. That was storming out of the door.
Yeah, no, it's the Unsullied that's at 1:12 or whatever.
Right.
So. Yeah, the Unsullied are coming in, but who are they fighting? And it looks like they're. I mean, are they this group that's there? Obviously, yeah. You're right. Because we see the Unsullied with their shields right before that at 1:10, but then they're coming in. Like, who are these people below that? Or is that like maybe the Unsullied just like somebody's? Oh, I guess that's what it is. So it looks like the Unsullied are letting the Unsullied in. It looks like they maybe they've broached the castle they've got in, and they're going in to like let the rest
it looks
of
like the same.
army in. Yeah, it does. It looks like the exact same.
And if it's not, that would be a bitch when you're fighting. Because you're like, oh, dude, wait.
Well, that's what I was confused.
Oh, sorry, did not mean to kill you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was confused about because I was like, wait, their helmets look the exact same, but they don't have the same shields, and I'm like, okay. I was confused, but yeah, thanks, Andy. I think you're definitely right. So, it looks like the Unsullied are just letting the rest of the army in. So, man, that's gonna be crazy if they're fighting the Lannisters at Casterly Rock. Damn. That would. I mean, holy shit. I wanted to see what this was. We see Theon and his sister, Yara, in a shot together. That's cool at 1:17. Dude, this is 1:21. Could be one of the most badass shots in the entirety of the trailer. That's when we see Jon up on. He's like up on a little ridge, little ledge. We see freaking Beric with this freaking flaming sword, and just like looks like bodies on top of bodies trying to reach them. Holy shit, that looks amazing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's super quick.
Yeah.
Super fast scene. But man, it and then you see like the freaking flaming sword. Oh, it's so awesome.
And it does remind me a lot of Hard Home.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of Hard Home as well. I mean, Hard Home, good God, that was such an epic episode. So if we can get a tenth of that episode, that would be amazing. I want to know who that is. Oh, so okay, here's the shot that they were talking about in the Vanity Fair article. We see Davos and John, and yeah, he's got and John's got his Stark outfit on. Yeah, that's true, Andy. John is like Daenerys when he's surrounded in the fighting pits in that scene. Yeah, that was super awesome. But who is this? Like, there was like a really quick. I feel like that may be the Hound at a minute 22. I can't tell. Like, it's really hard to see because like the sun's coming right into the shot. But that's a pretty cool shot. Maybe he would be fighting the mountain, the Frankenstein mountain. That would be the shit. I do hope that happens. And here's like what we were talking about earlier with that battle where we see some of the White Walkers and some of the Night's Kings like main soldier guys. I forget what you call those guys. Man, it's just crazy shit going on everywhere at the end. Like at the end, it just goes bananas insane. Like you can't even keep up with even going frame by frame. I mean, obviously we're doing it via YouTube, so you can't really go frame by frame.
Right. And again, really I'm watching just like a couple of seconds after you're talking about it, and that's just sucking me. Sucking for me. Sorry, not sucking me. Where the shot that you were showing, the flaming, where the flaming background and the horses are coming through it. My God, how would anybody even survive to go through it?
I have no clue. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, this one shot at a minute 27. Sorry, I just hit the mic. Of one of the dragons. Damn. That's a badass shot.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get some pretty amazing dragon shots this year, and it seems like it's been a while since we've got really great ones.
Yeah. No,
so
you're right.
I think that's going to be nice. We need to see Dany riding the dragons a little bit more. Hopefully that will happen, even though it seemed really awkward and uncomfortable when she did it. I mean, it doesn't seem fun.
No.
And the white winds.
Yeah, so here at the very end, at a minute 33, that's when we start seeing like the rider on top of the horse, and it's looking like it's about to fall off the horse. Looks like he's hurt.
Dies.
And the lone wolf dies.
But the pack survives.
Yeah.
But the pack survives.
Okay, so
damn.
Who's the lone wolf? Who do we think it is?
I mean, I would think the lone wolf has got to be John, right?
Yeah, but that just
the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. I mean, we've seen John die before. Like I don't see John dying until, if he ever does again, I don't see him dying until the very end. Like, I mean, that's like I see him like doing some extremely badassery and saving everybody and coming in, and I see that's how he would go, but I can't see him just dying off again
immediately
with a fight between the Night's King and the White Walkers. Like, I just don't see that happening, but I could be wrong. It was a very epic ending to that trailer. I love that because because it shows you the person.
Wolf dies.
Lone wolf dies, but then you
survives.
see this badass shot of John just cutting people down. That's a freaking epic ass shot at a minute 44. I love it. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to take some more studying and Reddit.
Yeah,
we need to go to Reddit.
That's true. And said,
that's where all the info is.
Yeah, Reddit's the best, and it'll help for whenever I get caught back up and watch through all the episodes once again. Right. That always makes me feel better about Game of Thrones because there's so many storylines, there's so many characters, so many plot threads. and just to to remember all of them. It's tough
Oh,
sometimes.
dang, that really, that does, the back of the head, that does look like John's head. That does look like that's his man bun.
Yeah, that's his man bun, and I mean that's the same.
That's the same coat
and everything as the person that's being riding on the horse, where it looks like they're injured. No doubt about it. So,
shit.
Andrew, it definitely looks like John's last stand, which really sucks. Gonna make me cry again if Jon Snow, if he leaves us once again. That's my boy. That's my man. I mean, whenever Jon gets into battles, I'm like glued to the TV screen because he's just badass. So, well, we just wanted to get on here and chat about Game of Thrones season 7. It was the most random, all over the place chat of all time.
Not the most random and all over the chat, because we've had some pretty random chats,
we have had some pretty random chats.
So we apologize if it was not very well organized, but it's just we just got to see the trailer, so
exactly. And we wanted to get on here and chat about it. Andrew, thanks so much for hanging out with us. It's been fun. Andy, you're the man with all the knowledge, apparently, for Game of Thrones. So we appreciate some of those knowledge bombs that you dropped on us. They were very nice. So, all right. Well, thanks again for hanging out with us, you guys. We'll be back whenever the show actually comes on. We'll be discussing and recapping each episode every week, which we cannot wait to do. Only 7 of them, so it'll go by rather quickly, but we're really excited for it. So thanks again.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic time. All right. Well, thanks again for hanging out. We'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.